Hello, I'm Sofi and I will be explaining some upcoming topics from our chemistry class. These are stoichiometry and limiting reagents. Stoichiometry is used to establish relationships between the substances involved in a chemical reaction. Limiting reagents are limiting reagent. The limiting reagent is the reactant that is first completely consumed in a chemical reaction. To solve the following problem, we need to be familiar with both concepts. The problem says a sample of 356 grams of carbon monoxide reacts with 65 grams of hydrogen. What is the limiting reagent? Okay, so the first step in this problem would be to balance the chemical equation we have here. To balance this, all that is needed is to add a coefficient of 2 here. The next step would be to organize all our information. Here, we would write the given information. This would be that we have 356 grams of carbon monoxide. We have 65 of hydrogen. We have 65 grams. And we don't know how many grams of methanol we have yet. That's what we're going to figure out here. We also can calculate the molar mass of each of these substances. The molar mass of carbon monoxide is 28 grams. The molar mass of hydrogen is 2 grams. And the molar mass of methanol is 32 grams. With this information, we can begin to do our stoichiometry. The first step would be, since we have 365 grams of carbon monoxide, we divide this by the molar mass of carbon monoxide, which is 28 grams. Since for every 1 mole of carbon monoxide, we have 28 grams of carbon monoxide, we can establish this relationship. Next, since we have in this equation, the coefficient of carbon monoxide is 1. So we have 1 mole of carbon monoxide, and we have 1 mole of methanol. So we can establish that relationship. Next, we know that in every mole of methanol, we take the molar mass of methanol, which is 32 grams. We have 32 grams of methanol. These calculations will give you that this reaction produces about 407 grams of methanol. Next, you basically repeat the same process, but this time using hydrogen. So you have 65 grams of hydrogen. In 1 mole of hydrogen, you have 2 grams of hydrogen. You know this because this is the molar mass. And here in your equation, we have 2 moles because of the coefficient. You know you have 2 moles of hydrogen. So you establish a relationship between that and the 1 mole of methanol. Then for every mole of methanol, you have 32 grams of methanol, which is the molar mass. After doing these calculations, you would get about 520 grams of methanol. So after doing your stoichiometry, you get these 2 answers. By looking at these numbers, you know that this results in carbon monoxide being your limiting reagent. This is because the number 407 is less than the number 520. This means that less methanol was produced. So you know that since since carbon monoxide was completely consumed before hydrogen, then you know that this is your limiting reagent and that this is your excess reagent, meaning that there was still some hydrogen left after carbon monoxide was completely consumed. So therefore, carbon monoxide is your and that is how to calculate the limiting reagent of a chemical reaction using stoichiometry.